Hello, everybody, and welcome in to this AFC South show number 160, Week 4 preview. We're going to be looking at all the matchups in the AFC South this week. So go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button on this channel. We're trying to grow. At the moment, we're at 509 subscribers. I'd like to see that keep going up. Also, probably like to hit a like goal about 25 on this one. And go ahead, head over to That Real Texas Team podcast. Check that one out. That's where you can find me most of the time. Beyond that, filling in for Isaiah tonight, we got our main man, Eric, a.k.a. Mr. Talk, a.k.a. Man, this guy loves
Okay. Hey, we brought our ghost from the other channel with us. Alexis. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing, man? It's good to be here. That's all I'm going to say for right now, okay?
Down here at your bottom, we've got Justin from Unstabled, as well as all over social media at Kingmaker Sports and at Kingmaker_DFF. Justin, what's up? How you doing, brother?
Man, glad to be back. Ready for Week 4 to start. See, we got some crazy stuff going on in the league. Lots of bad calls out there. Let's see if they can clear it up, but I doubt it. So, but yeah, like you said, follow me at Kingmaker_DFF on all platforms. Let me know. Let's talk.
Oh, yeah. And at our bottom left, representing Titans Takeaways, our resident disgruntled fan himself. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, and disgruntled. I'll continue being disgruntled until we get a win, man. We got to talk about that intro, brother. You still got Derrick Henry running the football for us. You got Cortland Finnegan get the mess punched out of him.
I know. I'm working on it.
Derrick Henry and Cortland Finnegan getting just totally jumped by Andre Johnson. It's tough, dude. That intro actually made me tear up a little bit. Thought back to better days when the Titans were winning football games. But no, man, we're good. We're good. The Titans.
You gave me anxiety, Curtis.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm shaking a little bit. I need my dog here to calm me down. But we're good over on the Titans Takeaways podcast. Not a lot to be happy about, but we're still pulling up some bright spots. Excited for the future because the present is not very exciting itself.
I have a question.
Oh, no.
I had a question.
Go for it.
For my man, Austin.
No.
Hey, y'all going to trade and get Malik back?
No, we're not going to get Malik back. Come on, man. You can ask me that question when you guys win a game. Come on, you can ask me that question when you guys win a game too. Until then, we're on equal. We're on equal playing field.
That's going to be this weekend, so okay.
Look,
gotcha.
You know what?
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Curtis.
I think that's a perfect segue into what I was going to talk about a little later in the show. I think we could just do it now. This division, I felt like, was pretty hyped up in the offseason. The additions of the Titans, at least around Tennessee, created a lot of buzz. Indianapolis bringing back a lot of the marquee names that were already there, maybe not addressing the secondary as thoroughly as necessary, but adding other key pieces along the rest of the team, really kind of building everything. And then Jacksonville moving on from a guy who essentially just could not catch all of the passes that Trevor Lawrence was trying to throw his way. Well, now he's in Tennessee dropping passes.
Yeah. What team did he go to again?
But you reload, and it's an underwhelming start. Hell, even with Houston, while we've got 2 wins on the season, the team has not looked like a team that's got all manner of weapons at their disposal. They look sluggish and like just kind of lethargic at times, as if like the game plan or whatever's going on isn't working. So what the hell is going on with the South? Two teams have no wins. You know how many teams with no wins exist in the NFL right now?
3.
Who?
3.
The Titans,
Cincinnati,
Jaguars, Cincinnati
Bengals,
Bengals.
and Jaguars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think Cincinnati would go in 3.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I didn't think we would go in 3, but it was a possibility.
yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
No, it's always a possibility. I thought we were going to go 0-3.
Yeah. At this point, with the predicaments that each of your teams are respectfully in, has anything changed about your season outlook from preseason to now?
Oh, for sure. Preseason outlook with all the moves we made, bringing in free agents everywhere except the O-line, really. Cushenberry you can count.
They brought in one guy, but he retired.
Yeah, dude. Don't even get me started. Drafted a good rookie for us. JC's going to be fine. Cushenberry's fine up there. Everybody else needs to go. Radens is okay. But yeah, the season outlook with all those moves, I was predicting 9-8, 10-7. If we got lucky, what do I say now? 4-13, probably pretty logical. With one of those wins coming up Monday night against the Miami Dolphins, led by Tim Boyle. If we don't pull that one out, that my prediction goes straight to 2-15. Dead serious. So outlook is completely changed. I'll leave it there. We'll save some for the rest of the podcast there.
Okay.
All right. Eric, I know we kind of talked about it earlier on the Texans pod, but refresh my memory.
Well, honestly, looking at the schedule ahead of time, knew it was going to be hard. Look, it just anticipation in itself. Has it changed my way outlook for the season? No, because actually we knew what the weakness of the team was. And as we go along, the weakness becomes even more glaring. We got two tackles that can't stop a cold at all, and I don't know what the hell going on with our guards, because sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. And so, yeah, the offensive line is really the major issue. Defensively, we taking some injuries that's, hurting right now in the secondary more than anywhere else. Well, the biggest one was Alua Khan, who just went out with a foot problem. I said a foot problem because I couldn't pronounce that word they should use. But anyway.
Plantar fasciitis?
Yeah, that word right there. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I mean, if you really looked at it and paid attention to it, you knew this was going to be a rough start from the beginning. Now, at this point, did I think we'll be 0-3? No, but it was a possibility. I kind of assumed we would have beat Miami at least, but I don't know. That's why they play the game, I guess. So, no, I look pretty good. Maybe the common fan, yeah, their feelings are really hurt right now because, they got hyped up all season, preseason, and now it's for real time, and they just not producing.
Yeah. Justin?
Oh, man. Honestly, I forgot what the question was.
Do you through 3 weeks, has the first 3 weeks of the season in any way changed your outlook on the rest of the Colts season?
It has. Only because I'm seeing that Richardson is actually more of a developmental project than I was expecting. Now, we all knew he was raw coming out of college, right? And he didn't have a lot of games. So that means not only did he not have a lot of games, he didn't have a lot of big-time games. And that's what seems to be affecting him, because he went on record after this last game saying that those wide-open passes that he's missing and overthrowing that a JV quarterback can make, he said that he was very excited and he gets so flustered and he just tries to throw the ball and then it just goes wherever, even though the guy's wide open. So I think those are things that only comes with experience and maturity. I mean, this is a young man. He's a very young man. Not a lot of life experience either. So I think that this season's not going to be what Colts fans expected it to be. We were all expecting a deep run in the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen, at least not yet, not this year. We still have the weapons. We're going to have the weapons next year. JT signed long-term. Pittman signed. We got Downs on a rookie contract. Adonai Mitchell on a rookie contract. Alec Pierce is coming up on a renewal, which they should renew him. He's done pretty well. But my overall outlook of the season, I don't see us making the playoffs. I definitely think Houston's going to end up taking the cake on that one. But our defense is what's been helping us out the most, and so that's helping us out. But yeah, I don't think this year's going to be what Colts fans wanted it to be. But that's okay because there's all the signs that you want to see in a young team. Because let's not get it twisted. This is a very young team in Indianapolis, so which is promising that they can do it now. So I would say the next 2 or 3 years are going to be very, very exciting for Colts fans. But this year, just kind of take it with a grain of salt. Have a drink, relax.
I'm with you on that. Even though the Texans have won 2 games through the first 3 weeks, I don't think this really changes much about my season outlook yet. But I was already expecting, with the names that were on our offense, that there'd be a little bit more of a explosion of offensive production. Joe Mixon came in that first week and has done that, but wasn't able to do that the week against the Bears. Gets hurt, for semi-obvious reasons. He's unable to replicate that, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like. I guess I was expecting like the greatest show on turf, but in Houston, and I'm getting not that, but paying that kind of money, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, Mixon, he looks rejuvenated. I mean, he doesn't look like the guy from the past couple of years. He looks like OG Joe Mixon coming out of Oklahoma. He looks really good. I think you guys struck gold signing a veteran like Joe Mixon.
I'm hoping this injury lingers. Just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
At times in his career, that's been a thing.
Yeah, he's a good stopgap till y'all find a real back. Yeah, that was a good pickup.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna compliment the Texans too much this week now, but yeah, it was good.
Well, look, you kind of briefly touched on injuries already, Eric, but as far as injuries go for the Texans, did not participate are as follows: Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce, Tank Dell, and Fadu Kasi did not participate. It is Wednesday, Friday is when you're going to be able to tell who's.
Yeah.
Schultz, Kenyon Green, and Jimmy Ward also limited participants. Realistically, I don't think Joe Mixon or Pierce are available for this game, meaning we're going to run with Cam Akers and Dare Gumbawale again. If Tank Dell doesn't play, I'm actually kind of excited to see what John Mechie can do with his first reps of the season. He's been a healthy scratch the first 3 weeks because they've had a pretty until last week a pretty healthy group. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Eric, do you want to do any more?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I want to see how that works. We got enough problems with just the 2 that's gonna be out there. I really don't want Dale to play. I hope he doesn't play. Don't be injured too long, but just don't play against us Sunday. All right. Our secondary, look, man, our secondary is not in a good state right now. All right. We got Campbell gone. We got Savage gone. Now Julian Jones, he got hurt the other night with a shoulder. It's not looking good for the secondary right now. So Dewey not there. See, if Dewey is still around, I feel a little bit better. But Dewey not even there. He's still out on IR. So, yeah, I guess that's why I say the battle is our defensive front putting pressure on CJ to where our corners won't have to work that hard. Because if he has time back there, man, I'm telling you straight out, I'm being honest, we, as the young folks say today, we cook. We cook because they can't. Man, you know how bad that secondary looked the other night. Yeah, so
yeah, okay.
Hopefully, that'll work. But we'll do it that way.
Okay, all right. Justin, injuries?
So nothing's really changed on the injury front. Juju Brent's losing him, so we're gonna have to bring in a couple guys that don't really have a lot of experience. Our secondary is probably gonna struggle a little bit this week. But I think as long as we keep the running game in check, would be okay. I like what I've seen recently with Latu with Pay out. I mean, don't get me wrong, missing Quiddy Pay is hard. I think he should be fine. He's looking like he's trending like he could play. It's a quad, but he's looking like he could play. I don't know if they're going to force him or if he'll maybe suit up and just let Latu run. But as far as defense goes, I'm not really worried about a lot of the injuries we have there. Downs looks healthy, so it looks like them giving him the time to rest, not rushing him back week 1 and re-aggravating. We know how that always goes whenever teams trying to rush players back. It never goes well. And then now instead of losing 2 weeks, now you're out 6 weeks. But Downs look good coming back. Braden Smith had that big injury last year, so looking forward, we could be getting him back soon. But we don't really have a lot of injuries to talk about, which is a blessing. We're very fortunate right now. It's not really affecting us. So hopefully that stays that way, and hope all the guys leave the field the way they came.
On the Titans end, the Titans official website has actually not released their injury report. I do know that Awuzie is going to be out. Jim Wyatt for the Titans reported that Awuzie is likely going to be placed on IR. That's a groin injury there. ETA yet on when he's going to be back. Simmons had kind of an elbow injury for us last game. Jeffrey Simmons there. We need him. He's such a vital part of our defensive identity. Elbow injuries are tough to gauge as well. He's listed as questionable right now. I could see just with the level of competition we're playing, him being sat for that game just so he doesn't re-injure it. I'm with Justin on that. Rushing your players back in usually results in a longer injury length there. So definitely I like Simmons, but I think our defense can withstand Tim Boyle without him. So, if it's my call there, I'm probably resting him up. And that's really the only two that I have to report. Nothing too crazy on that end there.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to look up if Jim Wyatt had shared anything about the injury report, and it doesn't look like it. But I did find a tweet about NPF and Jalen Duncan could alternate reps at right tackle this week against the Dolphins.
Sounds like a terrible game. Sounds awful. I'm serious. Neither one of them are good, but alternating doesn't make any sense either. Like they're both suck.
No.
Like it's almost like a desperate, like, let's just see if one of them can do good for us. And like that's how bad it is right now on that right side of our line. That sounds miserable. We'll see what happens. Luckily for us, Miami, and we'll get into this on the game preview, but Miami does not have a very stout defensive front. They cannot stop the run to save their lives. So we'll see. This might be a favorable matchup for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good way to work our way into ways to win. You guys want to, Eric and Eric, we're gonna go last. Let's do the Colts. Indianapolis is welcoming Pittsburgh into the stadium this weekend there with Lucas Oil downtown. Pat McAfee's somewhere just shotgunning beers. And
love that guy.
Dude,
he's a great mascot.
He is. He's the perfect mascot.
My wife even likes his show, if that tells you that anything.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, he's a likable guy.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about the ways to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers?
So first I want to start off with the Pittsburgh defense. Historically, Pittsburgh's always had a good defense. Okay. Yeah. They're not a bad defense this year. Okay. I think the way we're gonna succeed on offense, okay, is you're gonna have to control those bookends right there. Okay. You're gonna have to keep them guys away from Richardson. So that way that anxiety that he's been having will not become an issue going forward. Okay. They made corrections after the last game, and we saw that here last week. A lot of throws underneath. Yeah, he didn't do too great, but I think our offensive line is good enough, giving him enough time we've got the weapons out there on offense to be able to succeed. Not to mention JT. You've got to feed JT. I mean, we saw it week 1. Every time he ran the ball, he was gashing 5-6 yards. Week 2, same thing. Every time he got the ball, gashing 5 or 6 yards. Did it again week 3. It's like week 3 they finally realized, hey, we've got a stud running back. Let's use this guy. You know, you just paid him all that money. What the hell you been waiting on all season? Use him, right? So that's going to be the key on offense is using JT everywhere. I mean, he's already got what 261 yards on the ground, 57 yards through the air. I'm not too crazy, but he's got 62 yards after catch. So when he's catching the ball, he's making the best out of it. Okay, out of 3 catches, he's got 62 yards after the catch. And it's on the ground. It seems like no team yet has been able to stop him. The only thing that's been able to stop him is just horrible play calling. So why are you going away from something that's not working? So hopefully they're going back, looking at the film the past 3 weeks and saying, hey, look, we need to learn from this lesson. JT's getting us down the field, getting us to the red zone. Let's keep feeding JT. So on offense, that's what we got to do. Defense, same thing they did last week. They just got to keep putting pressure. Defensive line looked great. I had no issues with that. But I don't know if that's more defensive line or if that was the Bears' offensive line. So I want to be fair there, right? I want to be fair. But I did like how they were attacking the quarterback, and they were just blowing past the Bears' offensive line. The Steelers' offensive line isn't – they're not barn burners by any means. So it's pretty much the same offensive line again. So I would look again to notice – or excuse me, I would look forward to the Colts' defensive line penetrating like they did last week. So I think keeping Justin Fields contained, because let's face it, Justin Fields is quite an athlete. Okay, this kid is. I mean, he was what A.R. Richardson before Anthony Richardson came out, and it just didn't work out in Chicago. But contained in Fields, making him be a quarterback. Okay, you got George Pickens. Roman Wilson, their rookie, is not playing or shouldn't be playing, but George Pickens is great. Don't get me wrong. I love me some George Pickens. I loved him coming out of college. I got him everywhere in dynasty leagues. But if you can contain George Pickens and Justin Fields, man, the Colts shouldn't have a problem on defense. And then turn around putting points on the board. But JT, two letters, JT. That's my key to success right there. J and T. Sorry, a little long-winded. Sorry.
You were good, man. I was waiting for some more. I was learning some stuff.
I just don't understand why they haven't been using Jonathan Taylor more before week 3.
Somebody thought it wouldn't be a good idea.
I don't understand why they didn't use him enough against Green Bay. It seemed like I think he only had like 12 carries or whatever, which is criminal for a running back of his caliber, especially considering he was like near 10 yards a carry that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I was telling Jeff when we did our review show is there were Packers fans there that were looking at me like, why are they passing the ball on 3rd and 1? He's been getting us for 6-8 yards every time. Yeah. I was like, bro, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know why you would go away from something. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
There's a reason that saying has survived the test of time, because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like the ways to win for the Colts are pretty difficult because let's just run down some of the 3-game accolades of the Steelers defense. Last week against the Chargers, -5 yards as an offense. That's what they held the Chargers to in the second half. -5 yards. That's the 5th lowest yards allowed since 2000 by any defense.
Isn't that crazy?
That is ridiculous. They've allowed a total of 26 points all season through 12 quarters of football. They have not allowed one team to score more than 10. This is a solid fucking defense. Like, it's going to be an absolute challenge. Anthony Richardson, in my mind, has a very slim margin of error. He needs to basically be playing perfect. And like the way that Malik Willis was used against the Colts is probably the way they need to use Anthony Richardson against the Steelers. And then, like, just let athleticism do his athleticism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they gave him the blueprint. They said, here's an athletic quarterback. Let him, as Eric said, the new people say, cook, let him cook.
Yeah. There is, without a doubt, a way to win, and that is getting the run game going with Jonathan Taylor, and that is making Justin Fields feel all of the pressure through pass rush, obviously, but also in like a mental sense, where like the game's on the line kind of situation. Justin Fields will fold like a lawn chair given enough mental or physical pressure.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah. So I don't really think this Steelers offense is any sort of like, oh God, we got to watch out for this. Najee Harris has been as inconsistent a running back as you could possibly imagine, which is crazy considering when he was drafted. My dad, who's been a lifelong NFL fan, was saying, oh, Najee went to the Steelers. There we go. That's a Hall of Famer. Just automatically. Solid running back to the Steelers.
Well, with Big Ben, it looked pretty good.
Right. But since then, it's been kind of anemic. They bring in Justin Fields to bring that athletic acumen that they didn't have with Mason Rudolph or what's his bucket? Kenny Pickett was semi-mobile, but his hands were smaller than
baby hands.
Yeah, I mean, it literally looked like that SNL sketch where the ladies had like the little baby doll hands coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's like trying to catch the bubbles. Get in his face.
I think the Steelers are still a ways from their franchise quarterback. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I completely agree, though. Justin Fields to me is a stopgap.
I agree.
Yeah. Anybody else got Steelers Colts commentary?
Yeah, I think this was a bad matchup for the Colts. The Chargers, Justin Herbert is throwing less than he ever has. That offensive identity is running the ball. And so if the Colts say, all right, we're just going to run the ball. Now, obviously, you have Jonathan Taylor back there. He's an excellent running back. Don't get me wrong. But the Chargers went for -5 yards. That defense is designed to stop the run. Your offense is really at its most efficient when it is running the ball. It's a bad matchup. So what's going to end up happening, I think, is that your defense is going to get to Justin Fields. It's going to be a tight game until the fourth quarter. And something's going to give, and it's probably going to be Justin Fields finding George Pickens in the end zone. I think it's going to be a tight one. I think it'll be a defensive battle there because I don't have enough confidence in Anthony Richardson to carry a game on his arm, and I think that defense is just going to be too much for Jonathan Taylor. That's my initial thoughts. I always root for my AFC South teams just to represent in games. So, and I hate Pittsburgh. I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate the Pittsburgh Penguins because they beat my Predators in the Stanley Cup. Don't get me wrong. I hope you guys drop 40 on the Steelers. It's not going to happen, I don't think. So we'll see. But those are my initial thoughts on that game.
Okay. Eric, do you have any thoughts? Colts Steelers?
Yeah. Run Jonathan Taylor. Run Jonathan
Amen.
Taylor. Hey, you win. Steelers don't have linebackers they used to. So, yeah, their front four, it's okay. Run Jonathan Taylor. And you'll be all right.
Yeah. They're going to have to use him everywhere. Receiver, out of the backfield. They're going to have to use Jonathan Taylor everywhere. I mean, he's your best player on your team.
Yeah.
Now, Austin, you brought up a good point that the Chargers definitely run the ball a lot more, but I would definitely give the Colts the nod for better offensive line.
Agreed.
And I think that's going to be the big thing. Like, if the offensive line can do what it needs to do against the Steelers and get Jonathan Taylor those open looks, things open up a lot more.
Yeah, the key to win there. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
No, I was about to say, and then y'all bring in another option because Herbert's not as athletic as tissue paper. Yeah, AR, that's the name. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that's what I call it. But anyway,
oh no.
So as long as he learned to get down when he got all he can get, that can be used also to y'all advantage. And it kind of would help kind of slow down that Watt boy a little bit because he just can't take off coming straight at the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way I would do it.
Yeah, the key to win there for the Colts is winning that line of scrimmage battle. If you guys can do that, it's a big ask against a very stout defense so far, but that's the key to win. Yeah. You win that battle there, you let Jonathan Taylor cook, you'll be fine.
All right. Well, look, let's get some score predictions for this one locked in, okay? Over-under is 40.5. Pittsburgh is favored by 1.5. Who wants to dive on this one first? Justin? I see you.
I'll go last.
Okay.
I can jump in.
What are you playing at?
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's going to go well under. I believe this will be a defensive battle. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to score 17 points, and that's going to be like a fourth quarter last-minute field goal. Colts are going to be coming in at 14. So 17-14, Pittsburgh takes this one.
Okay. Eric?
I think it's going to be a shootout, actually, which would be kind of interesting. Where they playing at first? Where they playing at?
In Indianapolis.
In Indy? Indoors? Oh, hell yeah. This is going to be a shootout. I give it indoors in Indy. Damn it, I got to go with the Colts on this one. They pretty equal other than that. So, yeah, I give it to the Colts 34-31.
Damn.
Hey, I love it.
All right.
Just because it's the Steelers. I hate the Steelers more than I hate the Titans. So, yeah.
Damn, everybody hates the Steelers.
That's actually – I was just saying that before you hop back on. I cannot stand Pittsburgh sports teams.
Hold on, I haven't got yet. I was gonna.
Okay. I didn't know if you were gonna.
I was gonna dive in. I'm going under here, but just barely. I'm gonna go 24-13 Pittsburgh.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. So I'm with Austin. I think it's gonna be kind of low. I've got Indianapolis barely pulling it out. Field goal, game-winning field goal. Indianapolis over Pittsburgh 20-17.
Okay. Yeah. That's valid.
I mean, I just think it's going to be a battle of the trenches all game long.
I could definitely see that being what this is. This might be a little bit of a flashback to football days of old, where just hard-nosed football.
I mean, if I'm Steichen, dude, and I know that the Steelers' front four is stout, I mean, why not do some halfback screen passes? Get JT open in space, like get 10, 12 yards a chunk, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a coach. I just using my nobody mind. That's a nobody.
Let's pivot here a little bit to the Titans and the Dolphins game. It's a Monday night rematch of a Monday night game. Before I just let Austin go nuts for a second, I do want to give you a little touch of history about Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle was the fourth string Texans quarterback this preseason. Obviously, CJ only played like a handful of downs, but Tim, I don't know if anybody ever watched any of those games, and why the hell would you? But the in-game commentators were calling him a tall Brett Favre because of the way he plays his game. He can throw the ball all over the yard. The problem is he is just like randomly inaccurate. It's not consistently accurate, randomly inaccurate. And that's where most of his picks come from. I don't think he's started but maybe one game in his entire NFL career, and I believe he's about 27. So been in the league for a few years now. Carry on, sir.
That is so terrifying to hear. Because if there is one QB who can just absolutely dice us up, it's somebody nobody ever expected would do it, but showed flashes of that ability. So that's terrifying. Thanks for that. I'm gonna attempt to salvage all the points I was about to make here. Let's compare both sides of the ball for both teams, and I'll dive into it a little bit. I think Miami has right now without Tua, bad offense and a bad defense. I think the Titans have a horrible offense, but a good defense. So that's the matchup there, right? It's going to be rock, paper, scissors on the play calling on offense to get any sort of yardage. It'll be interesting to see what we do. The key to win here is to run the ball. Miami's run defense is horrible. We have two shifty backs who can get it done on the ground. If Will Levis is throwing for 30-plus attempts, something's gone completely wrong. That is not the way we win this game. Now, on a point I'll make there, just to continue with the Giants, they've got the third worst red zone efficiency. And so this is really a battle of who's going to be worse. The offenses, like the Titans' offensive red zone efficiency or the Miami Dolphins' red zone efficiency. If we're establishing the run game early, I think the Titans win that battle. But it's going to be an ugly game. This might break records for like the least watched Monday night game because it's going to be a tough one to watch. I like the matchup of our defense against. Well, I did. That was a point that I need to scrub here. I liked our matchup against the third string quarterback I'd never heard of until you told me he looked like Brett Favre. Like our interception, I forget. I don't have the stats in front of me, but we're not really known for taking the ball away right now. In the air, our secondary coming downfield and taking the ball away. So this might just be a great matchup for him because we play a lot of soft zones sometimes. And if he's good to throw it all over the field, he's going to find those pockets. His receivers are going to find those pockets, and it's going to be really, really bad. Tyreek's probably going to bust one at some point. He's Tyreek. He's going to bust one at some point during that game. As long as we can keep him contained, dude, I'm good with blanketing him. I think that's how we lose is if Tyreek just has a day and this dude throws all over us. So blanket Tyreek, double him up. I'm not worried about Waddle or anybody else on that offense that much.
Worry about Waddle.
Yeah, Waddle's a dude, bro.
Worry about Waddle.
Okay.
That's going to be the problem is they're not going to worry about Waddle.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking like a Titans coach, guys. This is what I've been trained to do. So they probably won't worry about Waddle, and he'll go for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns, Randy Moss style on us. It'll be great. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this game. Will Levis showed a lot of discipline last game. He didn't make hero ball, dumb plays. If he continues to just make smart decisions with the ball, he's going to get sacked a lot. It doesn't matter who you're up against. He's probably going to get sacked about 3 times this game. It's fine. As long as he takes care of the ball and we establish the run game, we're going to win this one in a very, very ugly Monday night matchup.
Anybody want to?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think Miami's going to lean more on their scheme. I mean, Mike McDaniel's done very well with the tools that he has, even not having Tua. Because let's not fool ourselves. Tua wasn't lighting the world on fire when he was a starter before he got hurt, right?
Right.
And that's one of those kind of San Francisco kind of offenses where it's more of a scheme and a plug and play. Now, of course, look, fans, I'm not saying you can plug and play somebody in place of Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying that, okay? But what I am saying, is Miami's got the weapons. They are an arsenal of speed. You got Devon Achane, man, that dude, you blanket Tyreek Hill, they got you with 3 other dudes. I mean, it's going to be – the Titans have their hands full on defense. I mean, it's not what you want to hear, Austin. I'm sorry. But they're going to find a way, man. I just believe in those weapons. And even though, Tim Boyle may not do anything, all he's literally got to do is not fuck up. Just get it to your playmakers and let them make plays. That's all his job has got to be this week.
But Curtis literally said that that's exactly what he does the worst is fuck up and just absolutely inexplicably turn the ball over. We'll see what happens. Right. Our run defense, I have a lot of faith in. If Jeffrey Simmons is out, maybe that faith declines a little bit. But our run defense to stop Achane, I feel fine with. But I could see them having, Tyreek, Waddle on some jet sweeps, some wide receiver sweeps out to the end, and him just dicing us up that way. But ultimately, I'm going to be right one of these days. The Titans aren't going to go winless this season, please. And so this is one of the things I think is
somebody else said it.
Yeah, it's keeping me up at night, the possibility. But if there's any game we're going to win this season, it's going to be this one. So I got to pick it. I just have to. I'm all in on this one. If we lose this one, you guys are going to see bags under my eyes and probably smell the booze over the computer screen for our next podcast.
Hey, I'll have a drink with you on Monday night, brother. I got
All right, brother. Sounds good.
Realistic.
I'm not having a drink till we win. Damn it.
Well, enjoy that wagon.
Yeah, I know, right?
I talk. I only got one win.
So I think the Titans
Yeah.
win, but I think it's a closer game than the Titans are expecting. I don't think that this is necessarily going to be a high-scoring game. I think the Dolphins' defense has names that maybe you're not familiar with, but are still solid. Bradley Chubb is one of their edge rushers. Jalen Phillips is the other one. They're both really good. They brought in and drafted more, I believe. Didn't Chop Robinson go there?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Missouri. Some people considered him one of the best edge rushers in the draft. They have a pretty solid edge rushing crew. If the Titans are put in situations where they're asking Will Levis to drop back 30 times, it's not going to get pretty. But if they are able to get the ball moving on the ground, I do believe they will get that win. I don't have faith in Tim Boyle. I do think that you need to also remember that Devin O'Shane is their running back, and he's fast as shit also. So, like, when
Olympic speed.
When Justin said that they are literally built with speed, that is the one thing the Titans really don't have on defense right now is top-end speed.
Yeah, you're not going to see T'Vondre Sweat chasing down Ashane, as you said. I've always said A-Chain, but he's not going to. Yeah, Sweat's not chasing down anybody. I mean, he's not. I can outrun Sweat, but they're going to clog the lanes. They're going to kill us. If they kill us on the run game, it'll be on the outside. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, they don't have any bruisers up the middle. That's not even Jalen Wright. Their rookie this year, who I like. He's a scat type.
No, because most of the hurts you up the middle if you don't be careful. He will do a little bruising now.
He's got a little more size and a little tiny A-Chain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he runs. Look, he runs well also though.
Yeah.
That offense
Jalen Wright
slower.
Yeah.
No, he's not that slow.
Mostert.
Raheem.
Yeah.
He's questionable. Yeah. He didn't play last week. He may not play this week.
I think that dude has been in the league 20 years and has played a combined 20 games. It feels like so. Mostert. We'll see if he puts on. I'll make this one note real quick. I know my time was done. If Mike Vrabel was coaching this team, and this sounds weird to say, if Mike Vrabel was coaching this team, I'd say this is going to be a win for us because no matter what, he never got away from the run game. If the first quarter went by and we had 20 yards on the ground, he wouldn't just abandon the run game and try to make it done, get it done passing. I'm really worried that a first-year head coach is going to run the ball, say, this is how we win, and then a quarter in is like, this isn't working. I've got to put this game on Will Levis's arm and totally get away from the run game. I think we just play the run game and we stick to the run game, even if it's not going right away. The Titans for years, especially with Derrick Henry, third quarter, fourth quarter was the time that our run game typically popped off. So that's my number one concern. If Mike Vrabel was coaching this team, I'd say it's almost a guarantee win. With the rookie head coach, Brian Callahan, I really want to like him, but I'm worried if they stop the run early, we're going to get screwed, and he's just going to try to throw the ball.
Yeah, I didn't, man. You talk about Mike Vrabel. I didn't understand that. I thought Mike Vrabel did a very good job with what he had. I feel like the organization didn't build well for him. But you're right. I mean, that with the running game, you've got two decent guys. I mean, Tajay Spears is a really good scat back, and so is Tony Pollard. Now, you've got dual threat weapons back there that you can use in open space.
Mhm.
So if you scheme that well, it could be a problem trying to figure out, okay, who do we cover here? Because you're not going to sit here and tell me that you're going to put a linebacker, that you're going to put Jalen Phillips on Tajay Spears. You're not going to tell me that. Or same thing for Tony Pollard. Those guys are going to blow right past you. Use those guys to their strengths, which is their speed and their passing prowess. Or, I mean, their receiving prowess, excuse me. Use those guys. But like I said, that's just me. I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
But
I completely agree with you. No, I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Eric, Dolphins, Titans. You got anything?
Yeah, Dolphins going to win.
Damn.
And you know why they're going to win? It's called revenge. They remember last year how they gave y'all that game. Oh, don't think they have forgotten. Even with Tim Boyle quarterback, they coming for you. They want to prove a point. So, yeah. Dolphins 31-24.
That's insane. That is crazy.
That's a high-scoring game.
Whoo! You
Yes.
think Tim Boyle?
The Dolphins. See, it's like it's like the system, man. All thing they do is hit short passes, to flares, bubble screens, whatever. And they just give you a lot of eye candy until you get used to seeing the eye candy trying to figure out. Then they sneak Tyreek or what's his boy Landry behind him. Behind you. And that's where the big plays come from.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm having deja vu because last week it was your buddy Isaiah telling me Malik Willis was going to throw all over us and me denying it up and down the streets, and look what happened. So you know what? I'm not even playing with that. Maybe that does happen. Yeah, great prediction, sir.
My prediction is not quite that high. Not quite that high. I do have Miami pulling it off. I'm sorry, Austin, but I just feel like their weapons are unstoppable. I'm sorry, buddy.
Let me ask this question. How well does your team tackle? How well does the Titans tackle?
They tackle well.
In the secondary?
Oh, our secondary was laying the wood on some guys. Absolutely. I have
all right. Because that's what they're going to need to do against Miami. If they get a lot of yards after the catch.
That's the issue, Justin. You just brought it up. If we can get our arms around them, we'll tackle them. We'll bring them down. It's not tackling. It's just the speed to catch these guys once they have the ball.
And that's the only reason why I give Miami the edge on this is because of speed. Because speed kills, man. Right. And they've got it everywhere. They literally have it everywhere. Yep. I mean, we're talking about Olympic speed everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're going to light up the scoreboard. I only have Miami putting up 17 over Tennessee's 10. Okay. But, which still, you think 27 points, that's not a lot. So I think we are going to be in a kind of a slow burn Monday Night Football game.
Yeah. We're the over-under on this game is 36.5 points. And then the Dolphins are favored by 1.
Well,
I don't know where they're getting 36 points from.
Yeah, 36 is crazy. Put money on the under there.
36 is great. Yeah. 20 to 17 goes over.
My score prediction, if we're kind of getting in there, 20-9. I think the Titans take it.
20-9.
The Dolphins scored 3 points last week. I want to hear nothing about my prediction. 20-9. I'm going to be right one of these days.
And I can see your argument for that, though. I honestly could.
Yeah. I could.
Just because the Titans have the advantage at quarterback, and as we always know, the offense is about your quarterback.
As of right now, they got the best quarterback. We don't go after Sunday. Yeah. They may be calling Green Bay back.
All right. We messed up, guys.
Can we get our quarterback back? We need him.
This is pain.
Here's my
who doesn't have quarterback problems.
Yeah, really.
All right, what you got, Curtis? Let me hear this magic number.
29 points for the Titans. 10 points for the Dolphins.
All righty, dear.
Come on.
Hear me out. I
I
know
need
this
to go.
sounds crazy.
Yeah, I need
I
to see
know.
your pharmacist.
It's right. How are they going to score 29 points?
And that's what I'm thinking.
Two defensive touchdowns and/or a special teams touchdown thrown in there.
I like that twist you put on there, using special teams and defense.
Well, I mean, they got
Yeah.
I see you over there, Kurt. I see you.
they stick me with the special teams when I got a defense from somebody on fantasy, so I'm gonna do it to everybody.
There you go.
But
Okay.
realistically speaking, that's those two touchdowns. That's 12 to 14 points, and then they have field goals. I'm not necessarily saying that the offense is gonna not score a touchdown, but I think it's more likely that they don't score a touchdown.
Right.
Just from what I've seen.
Mhm.
Also, that would also be kind of funny to see the Titans get that close to scoring 30 or more points for the first time in over 1,000 days.
Yep. We're well over 1,000.
That's crazy. And you know what's crazy? What's funny is every one of these score predictions, you can make an argument for each one. Like it could go and be a shootout. I mean, not saying Tim Boyle's going to be the reason. I mean, I'm talking about a wide receiver screen that Hill takes 90 yards, right? Yeah. Let's be fair here. But I could see the high scoring game. I could see the low scoring game and the two in between. I can see that. I mean, I don't know. That's weird to say that you see all those scenarios out of one game, but usually it's the two shitty teams that can surprise you.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what we are. We are pretty shitty, but I have faith in my boys. I really do. And honestly, I'll settle for 20 points at this point. Curtis, you made the point. It's been 1,000+ days. We haven't scored over 20 this season. So just give me 20. Just let's baby steps here. So we'll see what happens.
I think that's going to be enough to win this week. If you get 20, I think it's enough to win this week.
I agree.
No, but okay, we shall see.
All right.
All right, let's talk about your Jags there, Eric. I can't wait to go in on this, bro. Give me here.
Hell, I'm going to go in with you. Shit.
All right, Eric, take it away. Let's talk about your I'm not going to say it. You know what phrase?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. When Isaiah here, you can say it. When I'm here, no, we're not doing that. No, we ain't doing that. But anyway.
Not a racial thing, people.
Yeah, no, it's not a racial thing. Anyway, look, man, it's simple. If we don't handle Hunter and Anderson on the ends, I don't know how we're going to do it. Bring a tight end in and help both tackles or something, but we're going to have to control them. Our tackles suck right now. Antoine, he done hurt his knee now. So Antoine's knee hurt. I guess it's the right one. And Cam Robinson knee hurt. I guess it is the left one. And together they can't stop a cold right now. So, yeah, we need to control that. Your corners, we're going to have to figure out how to get our receivers open. I think it's going to be a case of using ETM a lot in the passing game as well. We're going to have to get him involved to slow that rush down. Yeah. But and Tank, we're going to need a little bit Tank Bisbee too. But once again, that all is determined by what this offensive line do. From the first start. And we can't go for 3 and out with our first possession. We just cannot do that again for the 18th week in a row. That just is not going to do it against a team like Houston.
Is that an actual?
What's that?
Would it actually be 18 weeks in a row, or you just kind of?
No, no. It may be though. Hell,
I believed it. No, I believed it. I thought it was.
I did too. I took it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's not a real one because I know we just scored at least one time last year near the end. But anyway, we can't do it. We can't do it Sunday. All right, we just can't do it Sunday.
You're gonna have to start
yeah, and that's what we need to do. Our defense needs to start fast, but that's the part that worries me. If we play man with the individuals we have, we getting cooked. It's over with. if we go zone, hopefully we can get some pressure on Stroud before he finds the pocket or the open receiver. So this is going to be more anxiety than it was Monday night, man. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to be in the stadium. So I know I'll be losing my mind. But, yeah, I think those are what we have to do. And it's going to depend on the offense more or less. So, yeah.
Okay.
Offense got to show up.
Yeah. It's a big one.
Yeah, with man, I have always been a Trevor Lawrence truther. Okay. I've been on record saying that in the past, and I'll still hold to it. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. I mean, I'll die on that hill. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. All right. But just like quarterbacks in the past, the right quarterback gets drafted to the wrong team. Sorry, your team sucked when you drafted Trevor Lawrence. But that's why you drafted Trevor Lawrence. Exactly. So, but the good thing is look, you got like Christian Kirk is overpaid, but still serviceable, right? I love the fact that you hit on ETN. ETN is where it's going to stem from. Okay, if you can get the defense focusing on ETN, because he's another JT, he can do everything. He can run the ball up the middle, out around the edge, or he can catch the ball, right? So he's a great weapon for you. I think you struck gold in Brian Thomas Jr., man. I think you did.
Yes.
If you can get eyes on either Kirk, ETN, or BTJ, because you can't cover all of them, right? And then let's not forget, Trevor Lawrence got a little wheels. If he wants to take off and go, Trevor Lawrence can run, man. Like that dude, he can move. He can move. But I think Ingram's. I don't think Ingram's playing this week, is he? So that's going to leave a lot of. Okay, so that's going to leave a lot of underneath targets that are going to be vacated. I think Kirk and ETN are going to fill that gap for you. So, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And I know that sounds weird to say, oh, we're down a player, it's going to hurt us, but I don't think that's a problem for you. I think that's going to force them to open up the playbook more for Kirk and ETN, because Kirk's been very underutilized this season so far. Another thing, just like JT. Right. And he, people don't realize he is a little on the older side as far as receivers NFL life goes, right? I mean, he's not an old guy, but as far as NFL players go, But I would start looking at your rookie, man. Your rookie's looking like what he needs to do. Your offense.
That's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I was just gonna say your offense has got to come out hot, like you said. You have to. Because that's going to set the pace for the defense. Because the defense is going to get fired up, and they're going to go out there and try and get the offense back if they're going to score, right? Because you can't have turnovers, all right. But I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be okay. But Houston's defense is badass, man. That's going to be the struggle. Is can your offensive line stop that defense? Okay. I think Houston's firing on all cylinders. This is going to be a tough one for Jacksonville. I mean, Houston's going to win it. I'm sorry. But Jacksonville's not going to go down without a fight. I do see Jacksonville putting up a strong fight on offense at least.
Okay. Eric, did you want to rebut or respond to any of that?
Go ahead.
Austin?
I'm good.
I think between Eric and Justin, they wrapped it up perfectly. Sincerely. That was excellent analysis and conversation by both, so I'm not going to add anything. I think that was well said.
Tight.
But Eric, losing to Houston is not a knock on Jacksonville at all. Houston's a damn good team. Not a lot of
the record is,
but it's still Houston.
Right.
That's Trevor.
Losing that team is not a.
Yeah, not like it was back in the day. Well, they win 2 games and won them 2 games against you. Like, really? And it's in your stadium.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm done now. I'm getting to Trevor. Trevor's hitting me then.
Yeah.
Look.
But yeah.
From the Texans' perspective, the way to win this game is the exact opposite of everything Eric just said. You don't want to make Trevor Lawrence's life easy at all. You want Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter to take a lot of the attention on the offensive line And that's what's been happening the most is those two guys draw the most attention. And then Mario Edwards Jr. and
that Joker.
and Folo Fotokasi usually end up eating on the inside of the offensive line. Our team leader in sacks right now is not Daniil Hunter or Will Anderson. It is, in fact, Mario Edwards Jr.
Mario Jr., yeah.
He's playing really good football while the guys on the outside are playing really good football. And it makes this defensive front a one hell of one to deal with, okay?
Yeah.
The Colts offensive line is no slouch. And we were able to get to Anthony Richardson several times. He broke out of several sacks, but we were able to actually bring him down, I think, 4 times because he's basically, chocolate Ben Roethlisberger. But, but he, with athleticism and no charges.
All right, you got a good one in
there. Anyway, so
y'all still paying him, ain't you?
Do what?
Y'all still paying him, aren't you?
Who? Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Nah, we paid him off when we traded him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was
a whole boatload of cash with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So look, realistically, it doesn't matter, in my opinion, who the running back for the Texans is this week. Last week, they didn't run the ball, but a total of 12 times. 9 of those went to Cam Akers, and it didn't ever look like they actually tried to get into a running rhythm. The offensive line got eaten alive by the defensive front of the Vikings. And this is a Jaguars front that is capable of eating you alive if they're able to get things rolling in that direction. Coming out hot on both sides is going to be important. This is going to be a true slugfest game where, this is a rivalry, I feel like, more than, some of the other games in the South. For a long time, the Colts just literally shit on the Texans. So it wasn't a rivalry. It was us just getting beat up by our older brother. The Titans, the same way. The Jaguars and the Texans, for a long time, they've been kind of like parallel building. And now we're kind of in that same one, but one of us is slowly kind of pulling away. And it's time to start swinging those meaty clubs at each other again. And what was it? The last 6 winners of this series are always the away team.
Yeah.
So
the away team. Yeah.
The away team always takes it. Don't know why. Just the way it's been. So that's something to look out for. I mean, like, I saw this as, we got, our shit kicked in last week, and then I looked at the next game, and it was the Jaguars, and I was like, shit, it's at home. Crap. Because it's just not been good lately. We will see. I think this team, I think this Jaguars team is in a dangerous position right now. Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke are basically playing or having this game for their professional careers going forward. And if they lose and fall to 0-4, one or both of those is likely to be gone. So there's going to be a fire lit under this Jaguars team's ass. This is not going to be a cakewalk game. This will, in fact, be another Donnybrook of a fight. So, to use a hockey term. So, with that being said, does anybody want to rebut?
Yeah, I'll jump in there because I couldn't disagree with you more. I think Texas takes this one and it gets really bloody. I think
Jesus,
I really do.
Is this Rocky 2?
Yeah, and I think when I look at, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are in a very similar spot to my Titans. Eric, you can stop me if you disagree, but neither one of our O-lines will protect our quarterback. You've got the better quarterback, obviously. But when whoever's throwing the ball, if they don't have time for routes to develop, they're just not going to be able to get it going. And that Texas defense is pretty stout. They're ugly. They're mean, and they're going to be pretty pissed off from getting their asses handed to them last week. Excuse me. So we lost him. There he is. He's back. I think the Texans take this one, and it's going to be a really hard one to watch. I think the same thing happens to my Titans, Eric, when we play. So like, this is no diss. This is just me looking at the teams and, just making an observation. When we get to the score predictions, obviously, you guys are going to hear my thoughts on that, but I think Texas wins big.
Okay. Justin?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you, Austin. Houston's gonna put up some numbers, man.
Yeah, dude.
As much as I like the weapons that Jacksonville has, they haven't put it together yet. Houston is just built. They've got the better coach. So
no, I'll tell you, Houston is built like their coach, and we built like ours. That's what it is.
I mean, Mike Vrabel's available. Jacksonville can just call Mike Vrabel.
No.
Nah.
Wouldn't that be a show to have when he gets hired in Jacksonville?
No, we don't want none of those old coaches that have been recycled 8,000 times. No, we good with that.
Dude, I've said it so much. Like, there's so many bright minds of the modern game. People fail to realize, you hit the nail on his old coaches and recycled. We've done that too many times. Okay.
Right.
Same thing with coordinators, right? Josh McDaniels was the perfect example of that, of someone who got the opportunity, failed, had to crawl back to daddy, tried to go out again, failed again. How many times are we going to do this? It's like that
right.
Good old boy system. Let's just, he's in the club. He's a former head coach. Nah, man. There's guys out there that have the mind of the modern game. This is not the 90s, early 2000s. This is a modern game where quarterbacks have wheels. You have better athletes throwing the ball now. Offenses have changed. We have RPO now. Okay. So you have to adapt to the modern game. And
correct.
You gotta stop recycling old guys, right? I love the fact you said that. I'm glad I'm not alone on that, because it pisses me off. It literally pisses me off whenever I see some has-been who sucked in, gets a head coaching job, and surprise, he still sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier today, actually. I said, maybe we're looking at this whole thing wrong. Doug Peterson was brought in after Urban Meyer. We know what a shit show that was with Urban Meyer. So somebody had to come in, calm the place down, get it headed in the right direction. And maybe his time is up now. His job is done.
Yeah.
Bring in the one that's going to take it over.
In-between guy.
Yeah. Right. The bridge, basically. So, I mean, that's a thought as well.
Right.
Because Doug is all recycled. He won a quarterback with Nick Foles. We get Nick Foles and he get hurt the first game. See? Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah. So.
Yeah, the talent is in Jacksonville. I don't understand what's going on. The talent's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look, let's get a prediction out of you, Eric. Do you want to stick with the one you said on the Texans pod?
What I say on the Texans pod?
2017 Jacksonville.
Yes, I will. Stay right there.
Okay.
I love the
We're gonna win this.
I love it. I respect it.
Brother, I'm picking my 0-3 Titans to win a game too. I'd be right there with you. I don't blame you one bit.
They got to win one.
They got to win one. I don't blame you one bit, brother. I don't.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
So my luck is
but the Titans aren't. Yeah. The Titans aren't playing Houston though.
Houston Texans. That's a good point.
What was the score? You guys have a score for it? Anybody?
Oh yeah. I got Houston over Jacksonville, 34-21.
Wow. We're very similar. Again, you and I keep. Yeah. Justin and I keep having pretty similar scores there. Curtis, whenever you're ready.
You know what they say about great minds?
Yes, sir. 34-16. I'm picking Houston to take this one.
Hey, okay.
But Eric, like I said, losing to Houston, if you drop to Houston, that is nothing to be ashamed of.
Totally agree.
I mean, Houston was a Super Bowl contender preseason. Like lots of people were picking, lots of like respected experts were picking them to go to the Super Bowl. So
yeah, I know.
I wouldn't be upset at that losing. As long as you lose by like less than 2 touchdowns, I think it's a good game.
Hell no, it's still a loss. Hell, that's like saying if you finish second, you'll be all right. Hell no, I still finish second.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
We gonna some ass. No, I can't go with that one.
With my score prediction, this again comes with an explanation. Okay, especially considering all of the words that I just said in the ways to win. 31-13 Houston. However, let me get there. I think this is a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter where it is 21-13. And then Houston gets a field goal and scores another touchdown, extends the lead, puts the game away in the fourth. 31-13.
Okay. All right. Hey, we won the first 5 minutes of Monday night, man. 7-3. So we did win something.
Gotta find the bright spot, brother. I get it, man. I so understand. Look, I've never prayed for a team to lose more than I'm praying for your boys because my Titans cannot be the last team to be winless in this division. I
was saying that all Monday night. All right, please, come on, y'all. Don't do this, man. Come on. Come on. So now it's only 3 left, and we're one of them. No. And then down to make it even worse, down there with the Titty Titans. Really? Oh, man.
Yep.
I can't talk noise about your arch enemy if they 0-3 just like you are. Y'all both suck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all both suck. So okay.
Yep.
Right now, yeah.
I think we've come to a good spot to wrap this thing up. So do we have any final comments for the preview of Week 4?
I think run.
I took too long.
It looks like other than Houston, all of our teams are going to need to depend on our running backs. If Joe Mixon can't go, Stroud's putting that game on his shoulders. But I believe in Stroud, and I think he can do it.
Yeah, definitely possible. Definitely makes it a lot more difficult without Mixon or even Dameon Pierce, for that matter, being available.
Because nobody respects Akers and Agumbawale. I'm sorry.
No, of course not.
In the grand scheme of things, they're nobodies. NFL players in their own right, but they're nobodies, right?
Well, Agumbawale, he's like an army switch knife, man. That guy can do some everything. So when he comes into the game, you do have to watch him a little bit because they run a lot of trick plays with him also. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to scheme for Agumbawale, though.
You might.
I doubt they do. I could be wrong, but I doubt they do. I doubt they're like, we got to watch this.
But what I'm saying, see, just how you just said that. That's I doubt they do it. First thing they come out, bam. Yeah.
So who would you rather lose to, Agumbawale for 7 yards, breaking off a 7-yard, 10-yard run, or Nico or Diggs getting touchdowns?
Well, see,
that's kind of like where you got to look at it. Like, what's the lesser of those evils? Like who's going to do more damage to you?
The lesser of the evil is commit pass interference. That's the lesser of the evil. It's only a 15-yard spot foul. So hey, you never know what happened the next play. I mean, that's how we used to play. Our thing was 15 is better than 7. With me, 15 yards is better than a touchdown. So
if you get the call.
You know what? Oh, that's why you're gonna do it to make sure you get the call. But anyway, so and I think that's something the Jaguars kind of missing. They don't have that kill instinct, I don't think, yet. I mean, they talk a good game, and they want you to believe it. Whenever you have coaches and players doing interviews, and the only thing they talk about is the confidence of the team. We still got confidence. It means just the other way around. I mean, that confidence is damn near gone. You know, it's
Yeah.
like a politician. You got that core message you need to get out to reassure people. But no, something's not right in that locker room, and we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe they
winning
take it
changes
out on the
everything.
Texans. That's what they say. But see where they got
Yep.
us. So yeah.
All right. Well, look, let's put a bow on this thing. Head on over to Titans Takeaways at Titans Takeaways 1 on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you're a Titans fan. Head on over to, well, I guess any social media platform you can find. Kingmaker_DFF. That's that man right there. You could also catch him on Unstabled, chatting it up with Jeff and Alex. And then we got Captain Freeze up here in the top right. Eric, aka Mr. Talk of Third and Teal. You can see him along with Isaiah and Trevor on Third and Teal. You can find me obviously here on Curtis Podcast Network, and then also on That Real Texas Team podcast, home of everything Texans football. Without any further ado, folks, be good people, and thanks for watching.
And tighten up, baby.
Go Texans.